Now, Michelle Obama's new podcast, she explains to us why she missed Trump's inauguration. To some people, it may feel like a, self-empowerment move. And to some people, it feels like you're not really holding the team down. You're not really making the whole team, the whole family look good in the light, in the public image, in the public light. How I feel, I'll let you know after we get through these clips.
My decision to skip the inauguration, what people don't realize, or my decision to make choices at the beginning of this year that suited me were met with such ridicule and criticism. Like, people couldn't believe that I was saying no for any other reason, that they had to assume that my marriage was falling apart.
Right.
Mm-hmm. It's like, while I'm here really trying to own my life and intentionally practice making the choice that was right for me, and it took everything in my power.
The choice that was right for you. Not right for the family, not right for us, but right for you. That ain't holding the team down. This is what I feel, this is what I want to do. Let alone forget how y'all got there. Let alone who's really holding it down. Let alone whose last name you holding. It's just how I feel, what I want to do.
To not do the thing that was right, or that was perceived as right, but do the thing that was right for me.
Mm-hmm. Again, there goes that for me. Sometimes you got to do what you don't want to do. That's the whole thing about being an adult, being grown, having certain positions in life, being or having certain access granted to certain things. Sometimes you got to do what you don't want to do. To me, as long as you're not selling your soul, meaning doing something that is contrary to your beliefs, contrary to your spirituality, contrary to your religious beliefs, contrary to how you was brought up. If it's something just attending an inauguration for somebody you don't really mess with or fuck with, come on, that's petty. That's a little bit. That's little business. That's little business. And then, especially as us, we always get looked at as we can't do right. We can't never pull up to the situation right. We can't never act accordingly. We can't never just be smooth. And it's just prime example right here. Prime example. That we can't just go along to get along, pay attention to the programming, do what we got to do, and bounce out. It don't mean that you like Buddy, don't mean that you like Trump, don't mean that you agree with what's going on. It's just you fulfilling the role that you got to fulfill. You fulfilling the role that you wanted, that you got. You didn't decline the role when you first got there. And it's still going on. The role still goes on. Being president, being all that still goes on. Not just when you hop up out the office. No, you still in public light until you don't got no light.
That was a hard thing for me to do. Mm-hmm. I had to basically trick myself out of it. And it started with not having anything to wear. I mean, I had to affirmatively, because I'm always prepared for any funeral, anything.
She went against what she knew she should have did. She knew she should have pulled up. She knows she should have went there. Again, she just said, she tried so hard. Why are you trying so hard? If you felt it so much deep in your soul, it wouldn't be that much trying. It wouldn't be, no. You knew what you should have did, and you did what you wanted to do, point blank period. And you went against yourself so much of what you should have did versus what you wanted to do. That's why the decision was so much. You knew the moral compass that you have. You knew what you should have morally did for your husband. You knew it. Yet, you got your husband out there looking like a sucker.
I walk around with the right dress. I travel with clothes just in case something pops off. Mm-hmm. So I was like, if I'm not going to do this thing, I got to tell my team, I don't even want to have a dress ready. Yeah. Right? Because it's so easy to just say, let me do the right thing.
But then you become a shock absorber.
Yeah.
And that's what women are. Yeah. Shock absorbers. Yeah. And that's exhausting. And it's not healthy.
Yeah.
It is not healthy. Mm-hmm. You've had to be shock absorbers for your husband, for your children, for your mom, for your family, your loved ones, because of where you were sitting.
What about Barack? Oh, I'm sorry. He was running the country. That's not nothing big. That's not nothing stressful. I'm not taking away from what Michelle has done or is doing. I'm not taking away from that. But like I said, when you're granted certain accesses in life, when you're granted certain privileges, when you're granted certain roles in life, sometimes you got to do what you don't want to do. You forgot why you got this podcast right here, right? You forgot why we even know you, Michelle, right? Like this whole women empowerment, independent women, that shit just, it's so ungodly if you ask me. It's so ungodly because it's selfishness. It's selfishness not in the sense of being selfish in order to be selfless. It's selfishness in the sense of I'm just thinking about me. I only care about me. And you tend to forget the people that was around you who helped you get there, why you are there, the people who was also supporting you. People forget to be selfless. We so selfish, we forget to be selfless. That's the whole point of being selfish, is to be selfless in order to help others. All you got to go there for an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, fake a smile, woo, woo, woo. You was the wife of the president, so I'm pretty sure you know how to fake a smile. All you got to do, put on for 2 hours and you out the door. And now we choose now to be rogue. We choose now to be, do what I want to do. I'm just keeping it real. It's not a good look. Like, if that was my wife, that would have disappointed me. I ain't gonna hold you. That would have disappointed me. I'd have felt some type of way. Like, I gotta go. But yeah, you got a podcast off my coattail, off my last name. You wouldn't have the podcast. You wouldn't be right here if it wasn't for me. So just hold me down as I go through this. Well, I gotta go by myself. I'm obligated to go. I was obligated to do some things. Why can't you be obligated to do those things with me if you are benefiting off of the things that I had to do? Like I said, this whole women empowerment movement, don't get me wrong, I'm not the one to hold women down. I believe we all are people, but when you sign up for roles, when you sign up for things, you got to stick to it. And if you don't want to stick to it, renounce all of it. Give all up. Give up the last, give up all of it. Look at this. Check this clip.
Bill Clinton making his way into the Capitol Rotunda, along with Hillary Clinton at his side. We have George Bush, along with his wife here. Seen Barack Obama here walking in. Notably, his wife, Michelle, said she would not be in attendance today. No reason given as to why that will be the case. But
look at him. Now, Barack always had a little pep in his step. He always did. But don't you see he got a little extra pep in his step right now? And if you ask me, just checking energy. It's overcompensation because he hurt. Look at his face. He hurt. Look at his face. That walk, that little extra pep in his step that he got right now, that's a little extra pep in his step. That's because he hurt. That's overcompensation because his wife ain't there. Like I said, if you get tired, like she said, you had to be the shock absorber for this, shock absorber. If you don't like it, then give it up. If you don't have things in your routine outside of the camera, like in order to take care of yourself, being in the camera is not the time to do that. If me and you got beef, we handle that at home. We don't handle that in front of the camera. We got a image to uphold when we in front of the camera. If not, if we don't want to uphold this image no more, then we both bow out. Or you bow out and you give up the last name, you move out the house and all that, and let somebody else benefit off of being in this position. You got to take the good with the bad. You can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't do that. You can't. I said, look at Obama. I'm not the biggest Obama fan, but look at him. He looks sad. Home looks sad. Everybody else was there with their wife. Now, I'm pretty sure all these politicians don't necessarily rock with Trump and all that either. But guess what? They pulled up. They showed up. They did what they had to do, and they slid on about their business. But yet we always choose the wrong time or choose some important time for us to make a stand, for us to prove a point. I don't know. It turned my stomach, so I just had to make a video on this. I don't like it. I don't like it. Like I said, I'm not the biggest Obama fan. I'm not the biggest Michelle fan. When they was in office, I guess it was cool, whatever the case may be, because it's good for public image, I guess, for black people and all that, it's cool. But when it started boiling down to it and all that, let me know what y'all think. This is your favorite cousin Rich. Y'all be safe. Love and blessings.